So with that being said, back to the big question you've just thrown at me, what is the biggest challenge with artificial intelligence when it comes to our children?
Yeah.
There are so many layers to this, right? I think to start off with, I would say that one of the biggest challenges that we're not taking it seriously enough. People just think that this is like another technology that has always been, and it will just be easy to integrate or easy to embrace and accept and all of that. So people have not really seen the full picture of how disruptive this technology is. So for me, that in itself is a danger. The fact that you do not understand how big, let's call it an enemy, this enemy is that you are facing. And so when you underestimate something or someone, you are at a disadvantage because you think, oh, it's just another trend. Oh, it's just another technology. And I guess we will just adapt, but not really looking at how this is really impacting every sector and how it's going to impact our children, right? So on one hand is that people are not taking it seriously enough. On the other hand, it is that the way it is impacting our children, before we get to the education side, right? The way it is impacting kids. I recently was reading an article about a kid who had developed this relationship with AI, talks to AI as if they're talking to a person, you know, and we all have felt that, like, oh, this sounds like a human being, but this is not human, right? So it is not going to respond to certain things in a way a human being will. So this kid had developed, the parents of the kid actually sued the AI company, right? But the story is that this kid had developed a very intimate relationship with this artificial intelligence, so to say, virtual girlfriend, to say. And they had grown so close, and they would talk, and this kid would chat with this chatbot and all of that. And it came to the point where, like, I need to meet you, I need to see you. And the solution, the AI solution would be, okay, I guess you will have to come see me by unaliving yourself. You know, that was the solution. Now, most humans will not react like that. But this is artificial intelligence. Based on how you prompt it, it's going to give you some very bizarre responses. And now, a teenager who is just getting used to this whole love thing, and the hormones are there and all of this, they can't think through, like, oh, if I kill myself, will I actually see this chatbot, this virtual person I've been talking to? Somehow kids being kids and their minds still developing, they kind of believed in this fantasy that, okay, I think if I do kill myself, I can actually see this virtual girlfriend that we have develop such a deep conversation with. So when the kid had actually, committed suicide, so to say, and the parents had then gone to search what happened, and they came across all of these conversations. The case is, I think, still currently ongoing, but these are some of the dangers that we need to start educating our kids in terms of understanding that as much as this sounds human, it is not human. As much as the responses can feel like you're talking to an actual human being, it is just code. This is just coded. It's just coded, and it is just pattern. It's following a certain pattern on how would a human respond in this? How would a human respond in this? And in certain cases, it goes completely offline and say things that a human being would not say. So teaching our kids that this is not human, I think that is really where we need to start from, because kids are going to think they're talking to an actual person. Because it sounds so real. Even many adults think they're talking to an actual person. Then what more of kids, right? That their brains are still developing and they are so impressionable. So one of those big dangers is that we need to start making the distinction that as much as this sounds like human, this is not a human being. It doesn't have a conscience. It doesn't have a heart. It doesn't respond to things that normal human beings would respond to in real life. So for me, that's one of the dangers.
And it doesn't empathize and all of the things that the human
it can simulate empathy, but it really doesn't know what that feels like in the real world, right? It doesn't know what it feels like to really be in love. It can write you a love poem, but when it really comes to love, this thing has no idea what it feels like to be in love. It has no idea the anxiety, the highs and the lows that comes with all of that, but it can write you a perfect love poem, and you'll be like, oh, I think I'm talking to a human here. That's the danger. And it's not just kids, believe me, even as adults are falling prey to this, to make that distinction between a machine and an actual human being.